today we are moving forward to WordPress.org, and what we're going to be looking at is how to download the WordPress software to our laptop. And when it is downloaded to our laptop, how to make use of it. So that's basically what we're going to be looking at today. So without further ado, let's get into the business of the day. So I'm currently on the page WordPress.org, and what happens here is that you have access to different resources that you can use to build a website. Don't forget that on WordPress.com, we just logged in. All those resources we needed are there already. Some of them were free, some of them were premium. We just made use of whatever we have access to. We even selected some layouts. So that is WordPress.com. But here, now if you look at the menu here, we have news, showcase, hosting, extend, learn, community, about. So these are actually the different aspects of the WordPress family, the developers. So showcase here, you will see different websites that were built with WordPress. Then for hosting, that is if you want to buy an hosting package with them. But the part we'll be making use of most is this part where we have themes, plugins, these two especially. We'll be making use of them. For patterns, blocks, and open verse, not really, but themes and plugins, you always need themes, you always need plugins. So don't worry, if you're part of the last class, I know you understand what a theme means, and you might have a partial understanding of what plugins mean, but we go deeper today. So for learn, of course, this is what you have there, and then for community, you can join the community of those WordPress developers and all. Okay, so when you want to download the software, this is where you come and click get WordPress. But before then, once again today, I just want to show us some additional websites that even on the WordPress website, they showcase them. So this is WordPress.org/showcase. So this is the NASA website. The NASA website. NASA is a US organization that is in charge of space. This is for LeBron. This is the Line Hotels. So for different women in soccer, these Obamit, Noma, these are different websites that are built with WordPress. So this showcase is just for you to see how beautiful the website can be. Okay. Now the next website you want to see is your own. That's it. You want to see what you're going to build. So for tonight, let's get the WordPress. When you want to download the WordPress software, the first thing you do is to come to this button and click on Get WordPress. Minutes or take me to the download page. Okay, it took me to the download page, so I'll just come here and click on. This is the latest version, WordPress 6.6.2. You just click on that and download. It's already downloading on my laptop, so you can also download it to yours. Okay, but you don't just download the WordPress software. There are other things that you're expected to do to develop the websites on your laptop. I'm not talking about online now. You know what we have been doing since last week is to develop websites online. But actually, without internet connectivity, you can still develop a website. You complete everything. When the website is ready, that's when you will host it online. So that's what we're actually looking at this week. We want to see how you can develop your website on your desktop or your laptop when everything is now ready. You have perfected it. You are not afraid of okay, internet subscription. There is no delay with internet subscription and so on like that. Then when it is finally ready, you are satisfied already. You now take the website and upload it online. So to be able to do that, there's something we call local hosts. The essence of local host, online, we have the different hosting companies that we make use of. So offline, that is to say on your laptop, the same thing is applicable. You have a local host that will create a local server environment for your website. Just like we have the online host that we make use of. So that particular software is what is going to create that environment. And of course, it's not even only people with WordPress developers that use local hosts. Many software engineers, many website developers make use of different local hosts, because if you want to test what you are building, you want to ensure everything is built, or it is built. It may not be everything, but it's built to a reasonable extent. So if that's what you are after, then you need a local host. Okay, and in our case now, if I just type local hosts software, let's see what result is going to give us. So there are different ones. Okay, even if you look at these articles, it says 10 best software for installing WordPress on local hosts. That is to say, on your desktop or on your laptop. So there are quite a number of them, but the one I have personally come to prefer over time, this local WP2 can help you host WordPress. But the one I've actually come to prefer over time, I don't know why, but probably because I was using it and it was giving me the results I expect. So I didn't bother to explore some other ones. But in case you are curious and you want to check out how it works, you can check this article. So I just dropped the link on the group. You can check out the website to explore. Like, okay, which one would you want to use to create your own local server environment? Okay, there are quite a number of them. I'm familiar with some of them. Some of them I'm seeing them for the first time. Okay, I've used Vagrant before as a virtual machine. I've used there's one that I used before, but it's not. It's called WAMP, WAMP. So I can see MAMP. Yeah, but I've not used this before. But the one I use almost all the time is XAMPP. This number 3 is what I use almost all the time because I find it quite easier. So you see these different softwares that you can use for local WordPress hosting. Okay, so I went through them and I said for me the most preferred is XAMPP, not because of any special reason, but because for me I find it the interface easier to use. So I've been using it for God knows when. And before I was using it, I was using WAMP, but I stopped using that. Okay, so you can download this XAMPP at least for the purpose of this class. But like I said, you are open to explore all the other tools. Perhaps some of them might even be far better than XAMPP. Okay, so but for me, I think I'll just go right away to download XAMPP. Make sure you are also downloading WordPress from WordPress.org and go right on to download XAMPP too. Okay, so here we have it. So I'll just go right on to download this. Why? You see that this has the latest version of PHP. WordPress is built on PHP, so usually I would want to go for the latest version, which is 8.2. Okay, so I'm clicking on this. It's quite heavy, so it might take a while to download. So you can download yours too. Okay, so aside from WordPress and XAMPP, other softwares we should download. Let me show them to us. Let me just go back to WordPress.org. Okay, so I'll go back to Extend. Here you should have some themes that you download. Okay, so click on themes. That's for those who are already downloading XAMPP and you have probably downloaded WordPress.org. If you have not downloaded them yet, you can just take note of these and download later. Okay, so what I would say is that you should find themes that catch your fancy for now. I think was it the last class we had, or maybe the class before the last, and the previous one before the last, I was mentioning to us about this theme, that there is a theme called Hello. Okay, it was in the layout class. This particular theme, I've used it alone to build more than 100 websites without missing words. This theme, and those websites don't look the same. Okay, but don't worry, we get to theme customization and all next week. Did I say next week? I forgot we have just 2 classes. So in the next class, let me see. But these are different themes that you can make use of. You see, the list is actually endless. The list is endless. Let me go to number 14. This number 49 means that we have this page, and this is like page 49, just to see what we have there. Okay, so there are different themes for different purposes. You see, this is looking like a news website, right? So if you install this theme, or if you download this theme and you install it, your news website is almost ready. It's just a matter of customizing it that remains. If the company you want to, the website you want to build is for sales of vehicles, this is perfect. You download it and customize it. Okay, this blog too. Well, this is looking like a corporate website. Different websites for different purposes, but these themes are just the ones that we have on WordPress.org. It doesn't mean that is all. There are still different independent tech companies, independent design companies that develop different themes. Different themes. Let me check out one of them. Theme I. This is an independent company, and this is just one out of many too. You see, look at their hero message. That WordPress themes and plugins for your voyage. So that is for your journey. Any theme you need, any, can you see? Set sail with a fleet of, see the number yourself. And this is just one of the many independent companies that sell themes or that make themes available. Okay, so you will need themes as well. These are just few. Let me click on it so that I've used this STR before for a particular project. Some themes are free, some are paid. Okay, so I would recommend you download some themes to make use of, especially from this page, WordPress.org, the ones owned by WordPress themselves. So it will be great if you download some. Like I said, if you find anyone colorful or anyone minimalist, depending on what you would want to build, go ahead, download it. Okay. Now, aside from themes, just like I showed us last week, Friday, in the last class we had, we also have what we call plugins. So, themes are to develop the layouts and the design for our website, but plugins are meant for adding additional functions to our website. Okay. Now, this is the plugin page, the one owned by WordPress. So, just like I mentioned, the company, the name of the company that owns WordPress is called Automatic. So, this Automatic company, they are the ones that own some of these plugins, but not all of them. There are some different people who develop plugins and come and submit it to the WordPress repository. That is to say, the WordPress platform, so that different users can have access to them on WordPress. And that's really, really what makes WordPress a favorite development software, website development software, because it's open source. Different people can work on it and build different things out of it. You can develop your own. As I have developed a customized plugin. This was it this okay last month. Last month I developed a customized plugin for a particular project I was working on. So yes, you can actually develop your own plugin. You can develop your own theme and sell them or make them available for free. So because of that, different people have created different plugins. Different people are creating different themes that are used daily on different websites. I don't understand that. See this button at the top now. Submit a plugin. Assuming I have a plugin I've created, I can submit it here. So that's just by the way. So what are plugins? Plugins are used to add additional functions to the website. So normally, when you download WordPress and you install it, what will come with it are the things I showed to us last week. Just at this time around, you'll be able to make use of them. You know, in the last class, we saw from WordPress.com that there are some of the features that you might not be able to make use of. But in this case, because you have downloaded it to your laptop, it's offline. It's not as if you're saying you want to use their e-hosting package with limitations or anything. So you have full access to everything. So when you have the full access, what you'll be able to do is that you'll be able to create posts, you'll be able to create pages, and you can add new media. So if you have to manage a blog, just with those features, you are good to go. But let's say you want to build a website that will perform like social media. You need a plugin to achieve that. But let's assume you want to create a website that has social media function. Definitely, that's already beyond the scope of the normal WordPress websites that might want to be like a blog. So with that, you will have to download the plugin responsible for social media. So let me just type social media here. Let's see what comes up. Social media. Now, it has brought out different social media related websites. Now, this one is for social media share buttons and social sharing icons. So when you have some website and you will see some buttons that will show WhatsApp, show Facebook, show this, and when you click on them, it will share maybe to WhatsApp or to anywhere. This is the plugin. This is one of the plugins. This is another one too that are responsible for them. Okay. What is different with this one? This one is for auto posting. You see that? So that when you publish something new on your website, it goes automatically to your social media pages. Okay. This is another one. Auto post, auto publish, auto schedule to Twitter, LinkedIn, and social media. Okay, social media feeder. All these plugins are actually related with social media functions. But honestly, none of this is suitable to build a social media website like Facebook will do. But there's a plugin. I hope I will get into that plugin on a project before. And what we're building was the website was basically functioning like Facebook. So this is the plugin. You see, it says WordPress, community, user profile, social network, and membership plugin for WordPress. So this particular software performs all of these functions. It adds all these functions to the website. See, activity stream, membership directory, so lots, and you see, and all these features are on a normal day not present on the WordPress software you just downloaded. So WordPress plugins are basically to add additional functions to the website, while WordPress themes are for layouts and design. Okay, So I think it's important that is explained. And aside from these two, this other concept will be taught in details when we get to the advanced class. And that is that we have something we call the builders. I've briefly introduced you to themes and plugins. I know we did it last week, and I'll even show you a bit more about themes and plugins, especially as regards the explanation, because plugins deals with functionalities, while themes deal with the appearance, or should I say the layout and design of the website. So you see the way we have structured the course, we have touched all these things, especially at introductory level before now. Okay, so one more thing I want to show to us for tonight. Unfortunately, we will not start the offline development today, but those things I dropped on the group, make sure you download them. Download XAMPP, download WordPress, then download at least 2 themes and at least 1 or 2 plugins. Well, in the case of plugins, I might not be able to mention specifically because plugins will be determined by what you are trying to build. Okay, that's what determines the plugin you use. So just download at least 2 themes. I think that should be fine. Plugins shouldn't take time to install online. Okay, so that should be fine. And in case you need to download more plugins, we get into it in the next class. Okay. That being said, one more thing I want to show to us tonight is called builders. Builders. Don't forget, we have touched on themes, and we saw how themes can be used to develop. Let me share. So we have seen how themes can be used to develop different projects, especially as you were seeing projects that are specific. So aside from that, we have different, we can call them software also, or we just call them web applications, or I'm not sure, maybe I should call them plugin. Yes, I think that's more appropriate. So like we have these plugins that I introduced to you. There is a plugin that bridges okay, I think this is a perfect description for it. A blend of plugin and theme. That is to say, a plugin you install that helps you to develop themes or help you to develop layouts, help you to drag in new features, new content, new elements, and all. So they are plugins originally, but when you install them, what they give power to be able to do is to be able to adjust the layout of the website the best way you can. So we call them builders, and there are quite a number of them. As a matter of fact, recently, different hosting platforms started introducing different builders. But of all these builders, there are some that are still very, very prominent. So I'll show that to us shortly. And if you can see the screen I'm sharing now, I just want to search Google. And what am I going to type? WordPress. Let me see top WordPress builders. Even without having to read, look here, you see Elementor, Beaver, DV, Breezy, SeedProd, Visual Composer, Themify Builder, Architect, Site Origin, 15 more. Let's see them. WPBakery, Oxygen, Life Composer, Project Gutenberg, Getimpex, Visual Composer, Spectra, Site Origin, Beaver Builder, Breakdance, Cadence Blocks, Page Builder Sandwich, Generic Press, Blocks, and Old Grid. So just on this listing alone, we have how many now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 3. What does that give us? 24. So is that mathematics correct? Is it 24 or 26 now? So we have them. Okay, what's that? 8 times 3. And no, we should not skip that now. What's 8 times 3? Can somebody tell us? That should be 24. Okay, I still know mathematics. So we have 24 of them that are listed here, and all of them can be used to develop your website even more easily, because as you can see, they are called drag and drop WordPress page builders. In the advanced class, we're going to pick some of them more and see them in details. Don't forget that all these things we are looking at, they are under WordPress. So you will see that even WordPress on its own is very broad. And of course, it's not just WordPress. Even same with Web2. Although Web2 may not be as broad as WordPress, Wix is quite limited. But WordPress is really, really broad, and because of all these different features, that makes it the preferred platform, and that makes it to be serving more websites, like I mentioned in the introduction. Okay, so we have the different builders, and the different builders they work with teams, with different teams, so to develop WordPress websites. You only watch the video, you don't subscribe to the page. That's not fair. That's not good enough, right? I may be saying subscribe, subscribe, like some of those movies we watch, but I think it's something we should just do, at least as a measure of appreciation or just support or show of love. So whichever one it, and when you do it, come to the comments and the chat section and put done and type done. I'm waiting for us, please. I'm waiting.